friends. Oh my gosh, I cannot even believe how long it has been since I have been in front of this camera. It's just weird. It feels very, very strange, so bear with me. I hope you're doing well and having an awesome morning, afternoon, evening, weekend. Whenever you are watching this, I hope you're doing well, especially in this absolute chaotic world that we are living in. So I know that I have practically fallen off the face of the earth, at least in terms of YouTube. If you can tell from my background, obviously I have moved. There's just been a ton of change that's been happening in my world, and so I've basically had to sacrifice essentially my YouTube filming as part of kind of navigating through my new normal, as you will. So as I said, I hope you guys are doing well. And so I've just had a ton of questions. While I haven't been filming here on YouTube, I've been still very active over on Instagram, and I've had several of you guys asking me questions about kind of the fall season and RunDisney. There's just a lot of stuff. So if you want to hear an update, I hope you keep watching. So of course, the big kind of I guess elephant in the room, the big question that everybody wants to know about is about RunDisney. It's just, I think it's really been an interesting transition and navigation with RunDisney as we've kind of figured out how to kind of process what in-person races look like and all of that nonsense. But all of that to say, I've had a ton of questions from you guys asking am I gonna do RunDisney? Have I participated in anything? Will I be participating? And the honest, short, quick answer is no. There's a lot that goes into my decision about that. It's not just kind of how things have shifted and transitioned with Disney. It's just kind of where I'm at personally right now. I have this big yearning to travel the country at this moment. I'm just trying to get out and explore and just kind of support local, tourism entities. And for those of you that don't know, I do work in hospitality and tourism and have for a very long time. And so I've been wanting to kind of invest those dollars that I save up every year that I had been using to go to Disney World. I want to be able to kind of go and explore some smaller towns, smaller cities, and just go explore our country, at least the United States. So all that to say, I have actually decided to kind of put a pause on RunDisney for a while, but that does not mean that I have stopped running. So in fact, I'll actually go into where my running journey is in just a minute, but I just thought I would just go ahead and throw it out there about RunDisney, just because over the last 2 weeks over on Instagram, I've just had so many questions. Are you registering for Princess? Are you going to be doing Princess in person? Because if you've seen my last video, that I was running the Princess weekend virtually. And I had only done the 10K through video, but I actually ran the half marathon, and I had started to document it. And of course, YouTube rookie mistake, my GoPro camera battery died halfway through it. So I didn't even bother putting that footage together just because it was just so shortened. So, but all of that to say, I do have some really fun races that I'm actually going to be participating in. I have not stopped running. And in fact, because my life has changed so much over the course of the last, oh my gosh, 8 months, running has truly become my therapy. And I have kind of joked a couple of times with some friends, and I think I even put a post out there as well on the interwebs, just saying that running is cheaper than therapy. And it truly, truly has been for me. It's been my outlet. It's been kind of my calm in the chaos. And I've just really started to just love it so much. So in my running journey, those of you that have been following along, with the Runday Monday series, you saw back in January, I started training to learn how to run. I've never been a runner, never wanted to be a runner. I was always that kid in school that kind of tried to figure out excuses as to why you shouldn't run. But now it has just become such a part of my life. It really, really is. And so much so that I can run over 2 miles straight now. My pacing is around anywhere between 9 minutes to 11 minutes, just kind of depends on how I'm feeling and the time of day that I run. But my goal is to be able to run a 10K in less than an hour by the end of the year. So we're in the month of August. I'm actually on par with that. In fact, just a few days ago, I ran my very first 5K in 30 minutes. And I mean, for some of you, that's probably not a big deal, but for someone who never ran prior to January 5th, 30th. It was a huge day for me, and I'm just really excited about this running journey. It's just been a ton of fun. So, but that all to be said, because of my running journey, I've actually met some really cool new people around my community in Atlanta who have done just spectacular races all around the country, and a lot of them have done RunDisney too. There's a huge RunDisney community here in Atlanta, but like I said, I wanted to just kind of take a pause on RunDisney for a moment and just explore the country. So there's actually a group called Vacation Races that they put on these amazing half marathons and marathons throughout the country, and they typically are hosted at national parks. And so I actually signed up for, this is going to be the next race that I'm going to be running in person, and it's going to be the half marathon in May of 2022 at Yosemite National Park. So I'm really pumped about it. I'm going to be documenting my entire training journey for this because I want to be able to run this half marathon in 2 hours or less, which is a really big goal and will be very difficult, especially for, like I said, for someone like me who's so new to running. So if you've run any of these kinds of races before, or maybe you're curious about them, pop down a question below. Let's have a conversation about it, because it was all new to me. I actually had a friend that ran it this past year, and the photos alone just enticed me enough to go ahead and register for it. So I'm really excited. There's a couple of other races scattered throughout between now and then that I want to register for. I just haven't yet. But all of that to say, RunDisney will not be part of my running journey, at least not for now. I'm not going to say I'll never go back. But yeah, for now, it's just, we've put a pause on it. So I just wanted to go ahead and tackle that question first, because it's the #1 question that I've been getting. All right, so the next question I get a lot is, what are my plans for any travel plans for Walt Disney World? Am I going to Walt Disney World? Have I been to Walt Disney World? I've had a ton of questions asking me about that. And I actually did go to Walt Disney World back in April. I went with a dear girlfriend of mine. We went for a girls' weekend. I did not film a single lick of it. I wanted to be able to just go and enjoy, immerse myself in the magic of the parks, just kind of get away. And I really didn't want to have to hold a camera and film it and have kind of that pressure to be able to like document my trip. I really just wanted to spend time with my friend and just kind of just go and play and be a kid in the parks. And so all of that to say, I think many of you have heard me talk about this in the past, especially if you've been following along for a while, that I did have an annual pass to Walt Disney World. It actually lapsed in February of 2020. Quite frankly, it was just like a week and a half before the world fell apart and everything completely changed for all of us. And so I went ahead and decided not to renew my annual pass, and I kind of go back and forth with this. Like, I was kicking myself for not doing it, because it would have been really nice to be able to escape and kind of go down there for a little bit. But at the same time, I'm glad that that didn't happen, because quite frankly, when I went back in April, I just did not enjoy it. I mean, I love Walt Disney World. You guys know it is in my blood. I'm from Orlando originally. I've worked for Disney World. It's just part of who I am. But I just did not enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it at all. I didn't like having to wear a mask. It was really hot. Even for April, it was warm. You know, not having the fireworks, and just, there was just a lot of elements throughout the parks that had completely changed that I wasn't used to. And I mean, I applaud the cast members and I applaud Disney World for trying to do their best to make the best guest experience in kind of a chaotic world. But it just wasn't for me. And so I just went ahead and I just kind of decided that it was my sign from the universe that I needed to just kind of take a pause on Disney World for a little while, and shift my energy into like other adventures. So while there won't be a huge Disney World thing anytime soon, I don't have any plans to travel to the parks, but never say never. I do have friends that live in Orlando. I still travel there very frequently, and so you never know, I might be back in the parks before you know it. But I just don't have any actual imminent travel plans to Walt Disney World in the future. So okay, so the next question I've been getting a ton is, what's the status of, like, am I going to be doing any shopping with me or decorating with me for the fall and for the winter seasons? The quick answer is yes, absolutely, 100% that will be happening. In fact, I went to Target yesterday for the first time in months, and they were already bringing out their fall stuff. And I I don't know about you guys, but I'm in this season of life where like there's so much happening in my work life and in my personal life that I just haven't really been able to focus kind of on the seasons. So walking into Target yesterday and seeing that they had all this fall stuff being brought out and seeing pumpkins, and they had like Starbucks pumpkin spice, you know, bags of coffee sitting out to be purchased. I mean, it just completely threw me off because we're already almost into September, and this is usually when I'm already starting to pull all of my decorative items out and getting everything organized for that season. And I feel so behind this year when it comes to that. So, but all of that to say, you know, the decorating with me videos and the shop with me videos for all of the decorations and stuff, those are some of my favorite videos to film. So I absolutely have plans to do that. As you can see, I'm in a new place. So it'll be a whole different style for me for the first time decorating a new home for the very first time in a really long time. So I'm actually really excited about it just because there's just been so much change happening. It'll be fun to kind of immerse myself into decorating my new home. So I'm really excited about that for sure. So that will definitely be happening 100%. And then of course I've been getting a ton of questions because I know a lot of you have found me because of the flocking the Christmas tree video. And so I've been getting questions about like, am I going to reflock a Christmas tree? Am I going to reflock the tree that I did a few years ago? The honest answer is I'm actually not going to be flocking a tree for my home, but I am going to be flocking a tree for a friend's home. And I might even be doing one for my mom. We'll see how that goes. But there will be another updated Christmas flocking video coming hopefully soon. I'm very lucky that I actually have some additional like extra snow flock lying around from last year. Because I've been noticing and I've been getting a ton of questions from you guys about like, where do you find it? No one's been able to find it this year. And that's been a big problem for every industry, is like the lack of like labor shortages and supply shortage. It's just been kind of a really, really big deal. And so I actually haven't been able to see, I have not been able to locate anything online. So I actually have reached out to the company that made the snow flocking powder. And so when I get an update, actually go ahead and follow me over on Instagram, because that's probably where I'll start posting all of that information, just because I can do that really quickly and in real time. But for now, I've not been able to find it. But when I do find it, and I will find it, hopefully, I'll definitely share all that information with you guys, because I know that there are a ton of you that are like just itching to find some, and it's been really, really difficult this season. So hopefully the Christmas miracle will happen and you guys will be able to find it, but I'll definitely keep on the lookout for all of the snow flocking powder, because I know that a lot of you guys have been bombarding me with questions about where to find it. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I know it's not a huge update, but it's definitely covering a scattering of a lot of the abundance of questions I've been getting over the course of the last several weeks, from Run Disney to Walt Disney World to travel plans and all of that good stuff. I am traveling quite a bit here in the next few months, and I'm hoping to document those travel trips. So if you like watching travel adventures, and of course the Runday Monday series will be coming back, because like I said, I'm going to start training for this Yosemite half marathon very, very soon. And I think I'm going to add a different race actually prior to that. So my training schedule is about to get amplified all over again, which is really exciting. So I'll be documenting all of those journeys. And of course, the fall season is just right around the corner. So a Decorate With Me video is coming very, very soon. So with all that to be said, I'm so excited to be back on YouTube. It's really fun being able to film and say hello to you guys. Please drop a comment below. Let me know how you're doing and how things are going in your world, and even give me some suggestions on some of the videos you'd like to see me film on this channel. So I hope you're having an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Keep it magical, friends, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.